Every time I look up and see a Benzino headline, it just keeps getting progressively worse. People are taking to social media by the hundreds, asking for Benzino to be locked up immediately. It's always Benzino for some reason. Now, people are calling for Benzino to get locked up immediately due to statements he made when he appeared on the WeInMiami Podcast recently.
Is innocent.
I believe any is innocent until proven guilty. The only thing Diddy can go down for, this is it, is if there was a young girl in one of them parties and they could prove, or one of them planes, and they could prove she was young.
So do you think Lil Rod is lying in this lawsuit?
This is what I think. And I know Rod. I know Rodney. Like,
oh, he caught you by your whole name. Oh,
Rodney. We do know when Lil Rod mentioned Stevie in the tape, we know that wasn't Stevie.
I'm not lying. That was literally the intro into the podcast. Before they even asked Benzino if he wanted a glass of water, they asked him about Diddy. Now, if Benzino could read the room, he would know that the only way to answer that question is how Fat Joe answered it, bro.
We know.
Our guy Diddy is currently in the news crazy right now.
What I can say in the most respectful way is I don't know all the details. Yeah,
See,
but
there's internet-
bro, let's move on from that, man. You got that. You're the only person who got Fat Joe to say that.
I feel like anybody, especially a man in this industry, bro, knows if you have a brain, you probably don't want to dive deep into a Diddy or sex trafficking conversation, right? You want to stay up out of it, right? So I guess after they realized that Benzino isn't really savvy or can't really read the room, they begin to ask Benzino about other things, bro. like this was legit just a, yo, Benzino, tell us your most controversial opinions interview. Because they asked Benzino, does R. Kelly deserve a second chance? Even the framing of that particular question is some nasty work.
There's been a lot of rumors about a lot of artists, man, in the game. Like, do you think we should give R. Kelly a second chance?
Everybody deserves a second chance.
This is where the answer should have stopped. Everybody deserves a second chance, kept it pushing, right? But Benzino kept talking.
I know that Elvis, a lot of them was 14, 15. I know with young girls, to keep it 100, right? I'm not into that, right? Again, the legal age is 16 years old. So does that make it right if it does it? Yes or no? To everybody on the table.
Absolutely
does that make it right?
No.
If it's legal, does it make it right if a dates a 16-year-old?
Makes it very wrong.
Slow down, buddy. Like, you getting into some dicey territory here, bro. Some dicey areas. But he's getting into the dicey area and he's approaching it, but he's confused as to what exactly he wants to say. Because he starts off by saying everybody deserves a second chance. And then, he brings up Elvis and he's about to go into a defense of R. Kelly. But then he says, well, some states 16 is legal, but does that mean it's right? Well, no, right? Obviously, right? Obviously, if you are a 35-year-old man, you shouldn't be approaching 16-year-olds just because it's legal. Well, we all agree, but you don't make that point if you're about to defend R. Kelly, because by that logic, R. Kelly is wrong all across the board and should be in jail.
I don't agree.
No, it's gross.
All right. So, but it's legal in America.
Right.
So why the is R. Kelly doing all this time? And because you know why? Because they're 14 and 2 years younger. But you don't think that the ones that you don't think that the people who cleared it for 16 years old didn't know that they're with 13 and 14s too. Right. Like, even to make age that young to be the law, you already know they're going under that.
Huh? Excuse me? Excuse me? Huh? Come again? Brother, stop talking. Now listen, I don't think that Benzino was saying that it's okay to sleep with 14-year-olds and 13-year-olds. At least I hope so, right? You could probably comb through what he was trying to say, but it came off as him saying, listen, right, the elders made it 16, but if you go a year or two under, so what, right? That's what it came across as he was saying, and that's gross. It's gross. But and it's even worse because he put himself in a predicament he didn't have to be. He could have legit just ended it with, listen, man, I wish second chance on everybody. And we ain't even have to talk about what second chance meant. Do second chance mean after 30 years he comes out? But Benzino would clarify exactly what second chance meant to him by saying, hey, bruh, R. Kelly don't deserve to do 30 years, even if he did sleep with 16, 15, and 14-year-olds. Check it out.
Right.
I'm not condoning with little girls. It's sick.
Right.
All right? It's sick. It's sick.
I agree.
But I don't think R. Kelly should rot in jail for 30 years
Right.
either.
And I still be riding to R. Kelly. I don't like.
Listen,
I
man.
be playing my shit and people looking at me. I'm like, nah.
But
I'm
what about
riding
R.
this shit.
Kelly getting molested when he was a kid? They didn't take in consideration none of, and they exploited him and made all these documentaries that all these people made money off of.
Right.
Them parents and them girls knew what they were dealing with R. Kelly. A lot of people knew that shit.
He's saying a lot of things that may be accurate in terms of R. Kelly couldn't read. R. Kelly himself was a victim. The parents were okay with this. So he's saying a lot of things that may be accurate, but none of those things factor into exactly what you're trying to justify, right? So if R. Kelly did indeed sleep with 16, 15, or 14-year-olds, even if the parents were okay with it, it's still wrong and he should rot in prison if it's true. I feel like a lot of us held on for so long in terms of defending R. Kelly, but as soon as he was found guilty, bro, we said, okay, you did it, bro. Enjoy your time in prison. But here's the thing, though. See, Benzino ain't even have to go down a lane of 16, 15, and 14 because R. Kelly was never convicted of sleeping with a 15-year-old, a 14-year-old, 16-year-old. R. Kelly was convicted of sex trafficking, flying in women and paying them to have sex. Right? So Benzino essentially went down a rabbit hole he ain't even have to go through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But R. Kelly wasn't educated, man. Like, when does that come in play?
It doesn't and shouldn't come in play. Just because you can't read, bro, and go to school, doesn't justify pedophilia, bro. Like, bro, what are you saying right now?
Right.
R. Kelly knew how to sing, but R. Kelly, like, you know what I'm saying, wasn't really
Is it true that he didn't know how to read his
Yeah,
contracts
that
and
was
write
true.
his
He
stuff?
could.
When this clip began to circulate all across social media, Coyle Ray Benzino's daughter, she took to Twitter to let it be known that the ashy activities that Benzino is engaging in doesn't reflect on her, and that her and Benzino are not on good terms. They don't speak. You know, they're completely separated. So whatever he's saying on social media, bro, do not attach it to her whatsoever, man. And I feel like that should be a wake-up call to Benzino to start moving just a little bit differently, man. Like, you shouldn't be out here moving like grimy and thirsty, you feel me, right? Like, you shouldn't be out here moving like this. I don't know how much he got paid to do this interview, but obviously it wasn't enough, taking into consideration the bad press and his daughter calling him a bad father. Now, somebody else, daughter, who also called him a bad father was 6ix9ine. I did a crazy video, well informative, on how 6ix9ine's best friend Steve Will Do It flew out his baby mama and his daughter to expose 6ix9ine for being a bad father. And what took place in this video is crazy. Like, click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.